Thanks for having me. Appreciate you being here at our stadium tonight.
Sir, a big win for the War Eagles, 41-14. I know your guys have to be really fired up about it.
It was a great win for us. I felt like we played really well again. You know, that's 2 weeks in a row. You know, the first game we did it. You never know what the next one's going to bring. But I feel like, you know, we came out and started early again and played really hard.
It was a real interesting game. You had a lot of different things. We saw a safety. You got the 2 points early that way. And then we saw later in the game, we saw a 2-point conversion from you, had a really long field goal from your kicker, and then about 5 other touchdowns. Your quarterback, Jansen Jeffrey, really lit it up tonight.
He's playing great. I tell you, he's making the right decisions. He's throwing it to the right people. He's running the ball well. He played well last week, and I think he may even played better this week than he did the week before. So, you know, if he's playing like that and Isaiah's running the ball like he is, I tell you what, you know, we're going to be able to score, I hope. But I'm proud of the way he's playing and the choices that he's making out there right now.
You mentioned Isaiah Williams with the touchdown, at least one tonight. I kind of lost track a little bit as I was doing some of my technical duties, but talk about Isaiah.
Well, you know, the screen, you know, was a great throw by Jansen, drawing the defense and dumping it off, and then, you know, Isaiah just seems to get better every week. You know, heck, he looks so fast on that screen touchdown. I don't know what he's doing on the weekends, but it's working. But he is, you know, he runs the ball well, he catches the ball well, and he's been a real shot in the arm for our offense in the last 2 weeks.
And then Jared Arnette, he had, I think, 3 touchdowns tonight.
Jordan Arnette, did he?
Jordan, I'm sorry.
Oh, did he have 3 touchdowns?
It was 2 or 3, I know.
I don't even know. We actually haven't got to the film yet, but Jordan, you know, he's one of our cornerbacks on defense. He starts on defense. He's and he's also a great receiver. He runs great routes and has great hands. I know he dropped one tonight. He was tore up about that, but you know that happens to him on Saturdays and Sundays too. You just have to get up and move on, and he did. He ended up catching 2 more after that I know of, and like I said, it may have been a 3rd one, but he had another good game on defense along with a great game on offense.
Like I said, I did lose track a little bit. I think you had another touchdown from someone else I haven't mentioned tonight, but who were some other players that we should point out here?
Well, you know, the one guy that didn't get a lot of playing time was Sam Walker, who's been, you know, is a really key player for us. He had back spasms, started early in the game, and he didn't get to play a whole lot tonight. And we had guys that stepped up and took that job. But like I said, you know, we got to get Sammy back healthy. He's a key for our offense and our football team, and hopefully that'll happen. But, you know, like I said, Isaiah ran the ball well. Khalil Rice is a halfback for us. Drew Whitala stepped in and played. Of course, Brett Larkin and Eddie Marinowski also play at halfback. You know, the thing about Brett and Eddie, they're such key guys on defense. We try not to play them on offense. If, you know, easily they both could play a lot and do a lot for us. But when it's hot this early in the year, it's hard to play both ways. And but those 2 guys are leaders on our defense. Eddie's, you know, probably the only 3-year starter out there for us, and he does a great job leading our secondary. Brett, who has stepped in at middle linebacker, is turned into a great linebacker for us.
And your defense, just what a great performance from that War Eagle defense. First string guys keeping the Bulldogs off the scoreboard for most of the night until you made the switch later in the game.
Well, we were just talking about it in there with the coaching staffs, and you know, just the fact the way we're flying to the football. You know, we did it last week. We did it again tonight. You know, everybody's around the ball. Everybody's you know, getting there fast, and you know, we're being physical out there. So I'm excited about the way our defense is played.
Looking ahead to next week, let's see, South Forsyth, you're going to be at Cambridge. It's a first-year program. And what can we expect from Cambridge?
Well, you know, Cambridge was off tonight, so they've only played 1 game. We haven't seen any film on, and to be honest with you, you know, until we watch film, we don't have any idea what we're going up against. But, you know, the main thing we got to do is go back to work on Monday and just keep getting better. You know, as this is our last game before we start region, you know, we want to play well and get better each day this coming week, and hopefully we'll do that.
Coach Arnette, I appreciate you having us out here tonight, and thanks for joining us here on the postgame show.
Thanks for having me. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Coach. You too.